Hey guys, these notes are going to go over just some quick vocabulary words that we're going to need for the rest of this atmosphere unit. So just going to jump straight into it. Remember, there's no guided notes for this unit and more than likely for the rest of the year. So write along, follow along, whatever you need to do here. Alright, first and foremost is condensation nuclei. And these are small particles in the atmosphere around which water droplets form, basically the building blocks of clouds. Okay, we have orographic lifting, and that's when wind encounters a mountain, and the moving air has nowhere to go but up, and this warmer, moist air forms a cloud when it hits the colder air above and mixes with those condensation nuclei. Okay, you can see how orographic lifting is present in this picture. We have stability, which is the ability of an air mass to resist rising. This occurs when the air mass is cooling and warming if it wants to rise. Okay, latent heat is the energy stored in water. Coalescence is when cloud droplets collide and make larger droplets. Precipitation is water or liquid, which is either solid that when water is either liquid or solid that falls to the earth, so it's rain, snow, sleet, or hail. The water cycle we've already talked about in the previous units. Same with evaporation, so we'll skip through that if you need it. It's here. And we're going to get into types of clouds here. So cirro means high, alto middle, strato low. Get in a few types. Cirrus means hair, cumulus is pile or heap, stratus is layer, and nimbus is cloud. Think rain. And from these definitions or what these things mean, you can guess the type of cloud that's going to be if you remember what this is. So clouds are classified by what vertical level they're at, their bases. Alright, low clouds can be on the ground from fog to about 6,000 feet above the surface. Go through a few here. Middle clouds extend from 6,000 feet to 20,000 feet. We're going to go through a couple of those. High clouds extend from 20,000 feet to 40,000 feet. And there's some special types of clouds. We're going to go through those that don't really fit into those other categories. So how do clouds form? We've already talked a little bit about this, about the condensation nuclei and stuff, but when clouds form when warm air rises, expands, and cools in a convection current, and as air reaches its dew point, the water vapor in the air condenses around the condensation nuclei. Sorry, I missed a part here. So when millions of these droplets collide, a cloud forms. So, collisions of air masses here. As warm air moves into the area, it will be forced to rise over more dense cold air, and as the warm air cools, the water vapor in it condenses and forms a cloud. So, by orographic lifting, clouds can also form when wind encounters a mountain and the air has no place to go but up, and the effect is the same as with any rising air. It expands and cools, hence the phrase orographic lifting. Let's get into a little bit of weather here. So here's the definition of weather. It's the state or condition of the variables of the atmosphere at a given time. And weather variables include things like temperature, air pressure, wind, moisture, cloud cover, precipitation, and storms. We'll talk more about weather maps as we get into the unit here. Weather occurs in the troposphere, which is the lower layer of the atmosphere, and heat energy is what drives weather. So, heating the atmosphere, we've talked about all of these things so far. The one I want to touch on one more time is the Coriolis effect, and it's due to the rotation of the Earth and wind's friction between the air and Earth's surface. We've already talked about these. And when a gas expands, its temperature will decrease, and when a gas compresses, its temperature will increase. Air rises, expands, and cools, and air also sinks, compresses, and warms. That's all for these notes.